It's all in me. Hey! Oh my God. Oh. All right, let's come on. Thank you, Logan. Karine Jean Pierre. Oh, this work? No? Yes, this work. Okay. Hello. Okay. And then okay, you know, I'm not an Amazon. I'm a strong woman. So when people meet me, they're like, "Oh, I thought you were so much taller." Whew. Hi, everybody. Hi. You guys are beautiful. Thank you for being here. So I have to admit something really quick. Oh, sorry. I thought this was going to be a small dinner. I know. I can't do small. I was like, wait, this is not small. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you. Thank you. I want to say hi to your dad. Where's Papa? Yes. Hi, sweetheart. Puppy? Hi. Your son? Yes. Walked me inside? Yes. It's a family affair. It is. Thank you so much for being here. I just want you to know that we are all so proud of you. Thank you. Yeah. So proud. I'm just going to jump right into it. I've always wanted, every single time I see a woman in a position of power, and we stand in power regardless. Yeah. But when you get into positions, as I mentioned, that wasn't made for us, that's on a different level. And I really want to get into some of the things that you shared into your book. I had the opportunity of reading it. You said that President Biden was not treated fairly. Looking at what do you believe the Democratic Party could have done differently? Yeah. So let me just first say thank you to BWLI. Thank you so much for hosting. Thank you for your leadership. Thank you for Post 270. I did not know you all existed. Obviously Black owned. So thank you for offering your space tonight. So the book. I wrote the book because it wasn't a book that I was originally going to write. Every white House secretary at some point writes a book once they leave. And I was going to write something very different. But a year ago, I mean, just think about it, it was only a little bit more than a year that, the Biden-Harris administration we were there. It wasn't that long ago. Yeah. But a year ago when I came out of the White House, I was going to write a different book. And what I was seeing happening in the political sphere in the moment was really scary. Yeah. And I mean, remember the first thing that was being attacked was DUI. Mm-hmm. I mean, Black women were under attack from the get-go. Right. As an administration. And it was and still under attack. Yeah. I mean, what, more than 300,000? 600,000 now? Yeah. Black women have lost their jobs within the last year. That's devastating. And I felt as if the leadership in this country, in particular in Congress, needed to do more. And I do feel that and I'm not naive. I know when, obviously, I've been to presidential administration, as was mentioned, I've done many campaigns, and I know when you lose, there's not a lot of power, right? You kind of lose the power. Right. And so, but what I was seeing very early on was the party that I was part of for 20 years was giving up their power. Right. Very early on. So these are not normal times. You do not give a blank check or agree on nominations to potential secretaries who are woefully unqualified and are really wanting to put policies that's going to kill us, harm us. cause detrimental harm. And so I thought, what is happening here?
Right.
These are not normal times. These are not normal times. These are not normal times.
Right.
And every community that I am part of was under attack.
Yeah.
So I decided to use my platform to write this book, but to start a conversation. And at the same time, to your question that you were asking me, I wanted to relive some of the things that I saw as White House press secretary, in particular, 3 months of 2024, from the debate until Kamala Harris became the nominee, until what happened in the election of 2024. And you have to remember, when I was, a couple of things that I try to remind people, when you're the White House press secretary, you are not speaking for yourself. You're not speaking for Karine Jean Pierre. I was speaking for the most powerful person, political person in the world, which is the president. So I kept quiet because I was doing my job.
Right.
And even when I was under attack, I did not defend myself.
Right.
I kept quiet because I was doing my job. But what they pushed me to do is I had to try to be better at my job every single day. And that's kind of a life that you live in, that the shoes that you walk in. Especially when you're the only person that looks like you at the table, in a room, or, breaking some sort of glass ceiling. And so it was important to me in this book that I finally also spoke what I saw. And I did, I think, at the moment when I was president, it was like 3 weeks in particular, where it was incredibly difficult, where, we were under, the person I was working for was under attack. And it was being done in the most cruel way.
Right.
And I don't believe in treating people in that way, especially when that person, this is Joe Biden I'm talking about, is a decent human. Yes. Nobody's perfect. Right. I'm not saying anybody's perfect. But I just thought the way that we were eating our own in a time where it was the most important election, and we're just months away, like, what are we doing? Right?
Thank you so much for sharing that. I mean, you jumped into, and that was going to be my question. One of my questions, a lot of people have this misconception about what the responsibilities and the role of the White House press secretary is.
Yeah.
And a lot of people put a lot of blame on you and conditions and judgment because they don't understand what your job is. Can you educate me and us?
Yeah. So I forgot to say, I grew up in Long Island. One of my childhood besties is here. I see her right now. Oh, Yolanda Barber. That's my girl. That's my girl. She knew me since I was like in elementary school. Right. She has all the secrets. But I trust her. Good people right there. Really good people. Yes. And so I grew up in Hempstead. Went to Memorial High School. Gilbert here. It's Gilbert. So this is where I found myself and grew up, and so I have a deep, strong connection to Long Island. So look, I think that when you are a first, and I think many people in this room, the women in this room, will understand. When you're a first and you're not supposed to be in that position or in that room, no one has ever looked like you to be in that position in that room. People treat you different. They will admit it, but they will treat you different. They will say that they're not, but they will treat you different. And so you are not given the same grace as anybody before you. And you are judged harshly. If I said tomato instead of tomato, oh my goodness!
You heard right there. I said tomato.
We can't speak. What happens when you put an immigrant in that room? It is so much harsher. I mean, you think about it. The things that are currently happening in that press briefing room, I would never have gotten away with it. Absolutely. Never. And so, or anybody, I mean, anybody before me, to be quite honest, would ever really be able to get away with the behavior and the way, the treatment and the language that's being used.
Right.
And so there is, and again, people won't admit it,
Right.
but there is a different way that you are treated. And even the people who supported you in that role, once you get it, will kind of be like, okay, you're on your own. Yes.
Right.
And so then there's no support system there too. So it's like a catch-22 because you're look, it was an honor and a privilege to have been the White House press secretary. If you had asked me when I was a kid in Hempstead or Killenberg, I would never have thought that I was going to be a White House press secretary. I was incredibly shy as a kid. Yeah, I will tell you. I was painfully shy, and I would never, if you had told 10-year-old Karine, hey, you're going to be White House press secretary one day, I would cry. Like straight up cry. So I had to grow into myself, grow into the person that I became, that I am now. But it really is tough when you are when you are the first. It really is. It is all eyes on you. Everyone's expecting you to fail because they don't want you to be. They don't want you to be first. They don't.
They want you to win, but not
They don't
win too big.
Win too big.
Bigger than them.
And when you fail, well, hopefully, in their minds, when you fail, because you're not going to fail, in their minds, when you fail, and they don't want it.
Yeah. You gotta prove them right.
Yeah, exactly. So that was one of the reasons I didn't leave. That was one of the reasons I stayed. I mean, I never was asked to leave. The president wanted me to stay. And so it was almost as if I was trying to, outlast them. And I did it. All of my kids, I outlasted them.
And the intersectionality of everything that you represent. You're black. You're a black woman. You are the first in both of those, including you're openly part of the LGBTQ community. And that intersectionality of representation.
And I'm an immigrant.
And you are an immigrant.
They made that.
Yes, they did. And thank you for sharing the weight of it all, because I think many of us understand what that is. We're all like, yes. But when you first heard it publicly announced that you are the first, take us through that journey and how you felt.
When I became the first White House press secretary.
Yes.
I'm black.
Yes.
Almost
black.
All the programs. I just touch on something for a second. So one of the things that people would say is, man, why do you always have to talk about all of the things that you are? Why are you so much black? What you doing earlier this? And the thing is, I actually don't. You guys told me. So therefore, and use it against me. So therefore, I'm going to lean into it. Because it's like, I'm not going to, first of all, I'm a black woman. Can't hide it. So it was one of the most funny things. Because I'm like, well, you guys mentioned it. Like, you guys made a big deal about it.
Right.
And so I'm not going to run away from it. And I know that I carry those communities on my back. And I know my shoulders because they are seeing in me, hopefully, hope and voice and being part of a conversation or being seen. That representation really matters, as was being said earlier today. So I think the thing to think about it too is when you're in DC, and this is for those who have worked in DC or know what it's like, you are very much in a bubble. And so sometimes you don't really think about the for me, I didn't really think how big it was. Like, I knew it was important.
Right.
But I'm in the same bubble.
Yeah. You're just working the engine.
You're just working the engine and you're surviving.
Right.
It's like survival instincts.
Right.
You're working 7 days a week, 24 hours. I was constantly on the road. It was just survival instincts. I I think the thing that really actually had more, that really sat with me was walking onto the White House campus, walking to my office that was in the West Wing, which was a stone throw away from the Oval Office. Being in the Oval Office, getting to go in Marine One, Air Force One, those are the things that actually, I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this kid from, of Haitian parents, immigrant kid, is like here.
Right.
Sitting next to the president. I mean, those are the things that actually really hit me. And of course, anytime I walked out of the briefing room into the podium, there would be something that I would feel.
Yeah.
And I had said to myself, the moment that I'm not in awe every day of what I get to experience, then I should leave. Because it is amazing.
Yeah.
It is an experience that I will never, ever, ever, ever have again.
But you did it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Sure.
Two more questions.
I made it
Two more questions. Number one, in reading this book, what do you want the reader to walk away from? Excuse me.
This book is. So yes, it talks about a particular moment in 2024, telling my side of it. But it really is about, for me, a call to action. It really is about, in this moment, I have this thing that I say, hope is action. And we have to make sure we stand up for each other, other communities.
Right.
It is, I know it's been bad, and I'm going to say something. It's going to get worse. It is. And we have to promise about it before it gets better.
Yeah.
And we will not be able to survive without standing up for each other, especially vulnerable communities.
Right.
And it is the time now to be very loud and clear about what you believe, what you stand for, how you're going to be part of this fight. And that's really what this book is about, because I am really worried about where we are as a country. Our democracy, some of the stories will say we're not even living in a democracy.
Right.
Yeah. Some will say, we're hanging by a shoestring when it comes to our democracy.
Right.
That is scary, because this year it's not just America, I mean, that buddy, clear. Us, we are 250 years old. That is a young democracy.
It is.
And if you don't fight for it every day, you will lose it.
Yeah.
You will lose it. And so the book is about taking action, finding your voice, and also being very clear-eyed where we are in this moment. And that's kind of my whatever I'm.
And I was going to ask that, because in this time, in the political climate where we are, how can we use our voices and still enact power as the American people? Because we still have power.
Yeah, we still have power. I mean, if anything, there's people power. The people power is the most important thing right now in fighting what's happening in D.C.
Right.
It's like, if you're a lawyer, I mean, the Haitian community and other immigrant communities, migrant communities are under attack. There's a way you can help.
Yes.
If you're a social worker, there's a way you can help.
Yeah.
You don't have to take to the streets. There's a way that you can help your community.
Yeah.
There's so many ways that you can step in and be like, okay, I'm going to offer up these gifts that I have. If you're a pastor at a church, there's a way that you can help.
Right.
People are afraid and are scared, and there's a target on our backs. Every day there's some new announcement, and you're like, oh, really? Okay, well, this is where we are today. And so there's a way that everyone in this room can offer up assistance, offer up some way of being there for a vulnerable community at this time.
Thank you. And yes. And my last question. What's next for Karine? I don't know.
I mean, it's funny because I'm pretty busy. I I'm like on the road every week. I'm somewhere. Sometimes I wake up and I'm like, okay, where am I? Okay, all right. So I am going to continue what I'm doing, which is speaking out, using my platform. I think that's really important to me. I was in the White House for 4 years, White House press secretary for 2.5 years. When I started, my daughter was 6. When I left, my daughter was 4. So, I'm sorry, my daughter was 10. 4 years later, my daughter was 10. So I'm trying to spend a lot more time with her, and that's like a priority of mine. And making sure you pick her up from school, drop her off from school, and all the things. There was actually a shooting near her school on Monday, so it's like, oh wow, these are the things that I talked about in podium, and now I'm having to deal with it, my child. So there are things that I just need to be there for. I'm writing another book. I have 3 more books that I have to write. I'm writing one right now, another one. So we'll see. We'll see. Guys, it was hard. It was hard. I need to take a breath and be human and soft life. Soft. I think we went to like more than 30 countries in 4 years. We traveled across this country 24/7. I mean, it's no joke. It is no joke. So having to be able to now wake up at 4:30 in the morning.
That's great.
It's just been really, really nice. But at the same time, I know that I have a platform and I want to use it. That's probably your answer.
Yes.
I want to use my platform for good.
So there is no end. It's just continuing the work.
Some people have asked me to run for office, which I'm like,
You have been observed.
I've been a public servant for a very long time. That's usually the thing that I get. I don't have the bug for that. I don't have the calling, and I appreciate everyone who has had that calling and has run for office. I have the colleagues out here.
Let's give a round of applause for the women out there.